Good morning. Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we're live at the HCCTV studios this morning. It's a Friday. Been a long week, huh? Good to have you with us. My co-host, Randy Ramsey, is joining us this Friday morning. Good to see you, Randy.
Good to see you. Good morning, Todd. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's Friday, so I can't complain. It's felt like this week
Woohoo!
lasted for 2 weeks, though.
You know what? I've had a great week and it just zoomed by, partially because I had a great, fantastic guest lecturer, Ralph Nickerson, in my class last night. So I feel like jazz. We were talking about historic African American films of the 30s and 40s. So it was like super exciting.
Well, cool guest there. Maybe you get the guest on the show this month.
Oh, yeah. I'll call Ralph. He's
Yeah,
terrific. He has like
yeah.
five
See,
Emmys. He's
see what
so
you can
luxe.
do. Hey, we want to thank everybody watching us on this Film Friday on Facebook Live and YouTube. We're here just about every morning when HCC is in session, Mondays through Fridays, live at 10 a.m. But Randy, they can also catch us anytime in social media and on our cable channel.
That's right. We're live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC. We're on YouTube. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, and HCC TV at noon, 5 and 10, Monday through Friday.
Okay, you're going to be interviewing this next guest, Randy. Dr. Eric McCluskey is he's an instructor of voice at the Mary Morgan Moore Department of Music at Lamar University, and he's going to be at HCC very soon with a master class for our vocal students. Dr. McCluskey, good to have you with us on the show.
Good morning. It's very nice to be here.
We're looking forward to hearing from you and what you have coming up and planned. So stick around. I'll be with you, or Randy will be with you in about 10 minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. We're going to kick things off and talking about our Media, Visual, and Performing Arts Center of Excellence. We've got Melvin Mays. He's the division chair of Media Arts. Good to see you, Melvin. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today.
Now, we also want to add that you're also the audio recording technology internship coordinator as well, correct?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, we want to begin with telling us maybe about your different programs that are being offered in media arts.
So the Media Arts Department has three programs, three disciplines. We have audio recording technology, we have filmmaking, and we have music business.
And out of those, is there one that's more popular than others?
I wouldn't have my job if I answered that question. I would say all three are very popular. All three disciplines give students the foundation in what they're looking to do. So all three across the board are 5-star.
You know, when I went to school I studied broadcasting and journalism, but I found it very important to establish internships, to get out there. And I would imagine you guys are big on getting the students out to hopefully get a job before they graduate.
Yes, that is a key part of our degree programs. The co-op or internship class allows students to get educational credit with our different partners. We work through career services and also some partners that we have over long term to allow students in each of the different programs to get hands-on skills and experience to enhance their resumes and also their skill sets. So when they go to apply for jobs, they're not just coming in cold.
Right. What type of certificates and degrees can the students get?
So under the three different programs in audio recording, we offer a certificate C1 and associates. In our filmmaking, we offer three different certificates, one in editing, one in production, and one in screenwriting, and then a C2 and an associates. And in music business, we offer a certificate in business, two C2s, business administration and songwriting, and then also associates in music business and songwriting.
And I know a number of our staff members work as instructors, I believe, in your media technology.
Yes, we do have a couple of HCCTV folks. Chris Bourne. We've also had Muhammad. Our co-host here, Randy. I believe even some of our instructors have hosted an HCCTV also. So we do have a good cross blend of our different departments assisting our students.
Where are the locations that students can study the programs?
So this is what's exciting. Our core locations for audio recording technology has been our Spring Branch location, and now we do offer classes at our central campus in the Fine Arts Center. And our new location for audio recording is going to be at the North Forest location, which is off of Little York. Our filmmaking is at A-Leaf Hayes Road on the third floor. It has a dedicated space there for students to learn. And then our music business program is also offered at Spring Branch, but we're looking to expand it over in the North Forest location also.
I know at A-Leaf, I've been there several times. You've got incredible studios over there.
Yes, the investment from the college to assist students in filmmaking has been tremendous. One of the few facilities in town that has a green screen for students to be able to learn. Soundstage, the equipment cages. I mean, the experience students can have as far as gear and learning and skill is phenomenal in all three programs. Yeah.
You know, when I was going to school, everybody seemed like wanted to go work for a radio station or a television station. Now all those jobs are kind of going away, but it seems like would be more opportunities for students because, you know, companies like Shell, they're going to have their own media department. You know, the airlines, you know, United will have their own media department, and they need people who are specifically trained to kind of around, you know, to go in there and edit videos for not just the corporate side, but also for social media. Is that what you guys are addressing with the students nowadays as well?
So yes, you're seeing a growth potential in all those areas that you mentioned, but also in the independent market. Texas as a whole is growing with independent contracting, entrepreneurship. So you're seeing the corporate AV side or corporate side. We're seeing the independent side, along with a growth in even academia. You have to have someone to be able to teach the skill set also. Yeah. So I believe our students with the skill set they achieve, work in the workforce, and then come back to pass on their skills to the next generation. I see it as a full cycle.
How is podcasting working into your curriculum there as well?
So we're looking to expand podcasting in all three disciplines. We see that podcasting and streaming is key. Actually been doing some research, and hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to offer that in all three disciplines because, again, from an audio side, churches are streaming and podcasting. From a production side, you have guest lecturers who are podcasting. And from a music business side, when they do productions, the same thing. So we are adding those skill sets into our curriculum to make sure our students are right at the pivot of what's happening with technology.
What are some of the upcoming events for the media arts program?
Whew. So that's a good one. Currently, I was reminded of this actually. One of our instructors, Jennifer Waldo, is actually her award-winning film is being screened at the Spring Branch Arts. It's been there, and they're actually having a arts reception on February 23rd. Filmmaking additionally has some continuing ed workshops coming up. They have a acting for film that starts on February 24th and goes through March 23rd. It's on Saturdays. Jennifer Waldo, which we just mentioned, is actually doing a funding for independent films, which I think is key for filmmakers. And hers start April 6th and runs through April 27th. And then some of the other departments, the media arts, we're actually having a job fair, internal job fair for our students, again, connecting our students with companies and resources. That's coming up on March 27th. And then our Music Entertainment Student Association, MISA, has quite a few events happening at Spring Branch. They have weekly meetings. They have a showcase that's coming up on February 17th. They have a campus beats, which is you have outside lecturers come in and talk about a Q&A and then actually lecture for the class. They have a showcase coming up April 26th. And then media arts all together, all three programs. We have a student showcase that we do every year. That'll be May 11th, and it features all student projects for all three disciplines. And so students get the opportunity to have their projects viewed by their peers, but also the community is open to the public and gets them used to positive criticism on their work. So
something
those are just some of the things we have
coming. When we're in this business, we all got to get used to constructive criticism, positive criticism, however you want to call it. Melvin Mays, the Division Chair of Media Arts for the Media, Visual, and Performing Arts Center of Excellence. Melvin, you got a lot going on. Keep sending those students over here when you get them.
I surely will, and I thank you for the time this morning.
All right, thanks, Melvin. All right, we're going to move in a somewhat different direction, kind of along the same lines. And you've got a special guest joining you as well, Randy.
I am very, very excited about our special guests because I am an enormous opera fan, and I know that Lamar has a terrific program. So this is really great for our students. I love Lamar, by the way. Have you been up there, Todd?
I have not yet, but looking
They
forward
have
to
a
it in the future.
great program, and I was up there as a rep for Swamp to talk about doing workshops with them, and they're terrific. I love Gordon. Great. So Dr. Eric McCluskey, instructor for voice and the Mary Morgan Monroe Department of Music at the University of Lamar, at Lamar University. We're so excited to have you. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Randy.
I'm so excited that you're going to be giving this master class to our students. But before we get into that, you are a pretty impressive guy. So what about your own background?
Oh, well, you're most kind. Well, I'm originally from Illinois, Southern Illinois. Went to school at Southern Illinois University at Carbondale. I started in 1980 and did my bachelor's and master's back to back. Completed it in '86, and actually before I finished the master's, I got my first professional opportunity to sing with Opera Theater St. Louis, and sang a small role in the Barber Seville there, and they really decided, I think, early on to help me with my career, and later on pushed me to get an agent and everything. And so I thought that would be the end of my education, formal education at that point. And then
It was not. You had
it
so
was
much
not.
more to go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Then about 18 years later, I decided to go back to school and get a doctorate because I had already done some teaching and some advice from a chair at Murray State University said if you really want to seriously be be taken seriously in the academic world, at this point you need to get a doctoral degree. And so I auditioned at Indiana University. At that time, it was just called the School of Music, but my first year I was there, they renamed it to the Jacob School of Music at Bloomington, Indiana. So I went there for my doctoral degree, and it was a wonderful opportunity for me and experience. I lived practically on campus, and almost every night would go to a recital because there were things going on there all of the time. It's kind of like a music utopia. And I loved it, finished my degree, and started teaching down in Rome, Georgia, for a couple of years. And then an opening closer to my home came in Evansville, Indiana, and I moved there and started teaching at University of Evansville and thought I would remain there, but they fell into some bad financial shape.
Right.
And ended
But
up. Sorry.
that was their loss was our gain because you got to come to Texas. So aren't we
Yes.
lucky?
Yeah.
And now you're bringing all that lifelong experience to our students in a master class that we're very lucky to have you here for. But I want to ask you really quick about Gerald Finzi, which I'm murdering the name, and everyone
No,
knows I'm a
it's
name murderer.
Finzi.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't expect from his name that he was a British composer because you probably think, oh, well, that sounds more Italian or definitely doesn't sound British. And you'd be right because his father was of Italian ancestry and his mother was actually of German ancestry, but they lived or he was born in London and didn't really adapt well to normal education. And so almost all of his education came through private tutors. And really, it's strange to me when I first read something about him that he taught music composition, because he really didn't have the formal pedigree that you would expect a teacher, at the Royal Academy of Music to have. But Ralph Vaughan Williams, a very famous composer, took him under his wing and I guess sponsored him. He didn't like doing that, and he ended up going back to just doing his own thing. And he liked to wear a few different hats. He loved literature. And then a strange habit on the side, he also wanted to help preserve apples. And so at their home, he had reportedly thousands of apple trees of over 100 different types that he was trying to save because he thought they were going to go extinct. There were, I guess, so few of these left. He didn't have a very long life. He died in 1956, and he had been diagnosed about 5 years earlier with Hodgkin's disease. And so he knew he had a short time because they told him at that point that he would probably only survive 10 years. But what actually caused him to die was shingles, or some are not for sure if it was shingles or maybe just chickenpox.
So what was his attraction to Thomas Hardy's poetry?
Well,
there's a connection between the two, right?
I think it's kind of a strange connection. I almost think it's a connection through morbidity because they both are somewhat morbid. Finzi, because I think he had lost so many in his, like he'd lost his father by age 7, and his brothers he lost through the World War I. So the only family member that he had left eventually was his sister, and she was older than he, but I don't think they were actually close. And
no, but I think, wasn't it Finzi was very interested in Hardy's poetry? And do you cover that on the website that you created? Because you created
yes.
a Finzi website.
Yeah. When I went back to school, one of the things I needed to do for my degree was to complete a final project. And you can do different types of final projects. Probably most folks that are familiar with a doctoral degree would say, okay, you've got to write a dissertation. Well, at the Jacobs School, they were also offering, you could do that typical or traditional dissertation, or you could do a lecture recital with a smaller thesis type paper. And then right before I finished, there were some recommendations that you might try creating a website. And so I had actually started to do the dissertation and got intrigued by the website, even though I knew nothing about how to build a website at the time. And so I quickly took a class on building a website using a product by Adobe, and ended up building the website. And then after I got out of school, I've started expanding it. I still would love to keep going and analyze all of Finzi's songs. But that was when I really did my research on Hardy as well, and realized that Hardy, that he was somewhat morbid in some of his poetry, and I'm not sure if that was a kinship that he and Finzi shared. They reportedly never met each other, and but yet, and I think that might have been because Finzi was shy, because I think they did have an opportunity once in London where Finzi could have met Hardy, but as far as there's nothing reported that they actually did.
So are you going to use any of Finzi's work in this master class for our students here at HCC? Oh, and when is it?
Okay, it's a week from today. So the 16th, Friday the 16th at 2 p.m. And yes, I'm going to actually sing right at the very beginning of the program. Mrs. Litton, Frances Litton, who invited me to come do the master class, asked me if I would want to sing anything. And I said, well, I'd love to sing this song cycle by Gerald Finzi called Till Earth Outwears. And it has 7 Finzi songs that are all Thomas Hardy poetry. The pianist that's going to join me to play for the recital portion is Dr. Michael McAndrew, who just joined the faculty here at Lamar a year ago. And he's also then going to accompany the students during the master class. So
Oh, it
grateful to do
sounds
that. He's free and to do this, have a partnership with him again too.
well, it sounds terrific, and I'm super excited about it because I'm just such a huge fan. Um, but also really quickly as we wrap, because I think we only have about a minute left, but usually Melanie will
Uh-huh.
get in my ear. I just really want to mention the National Association of Teachers of Singing auditions.
Yes.
Um, so I know that you have some involvement in that, right?
Yes, and that's actually how I met Francis Litton. And at the audition I think it was at Tombow over a year ago now. We met, and a colleague of mine here at Lamar, Debbie Greshner, she introduced me to Francis, and Francis can't remember. She asked me right then if I might be willing to come to Spring Branch at some point and do a master class. But then in the fall, she reached out to me again. And so I thought, another way of networking through the auditions at the National Association of Teachers of Singing. And I can remember them from way back when I was a student in 1980. And I plan to go to the conference this summer that's going to be held in Knoxville, Tennessee, for the National Association of Teachers of Singing.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Dr. Eric McCluskey, this is me, it's the morning, instructor of voice at Lamar University. And I'm so looking forward to the result of this masterclass. What a great opportunity. And thank you for spending time with us this morning.
My pleasure, Randy. Thank you for hosting me.
All right, thank you both. And we've got a few announcements before we wrap up this morning's show. One of them, join the Office of Student Life at HCC's Northeast Zydeco Music and Traditional Eats. The Mardi Gras celebration happening 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's on Fat Tuesday, February 13th, which is this coming Tuesday. Do you know it was Mardi Gras already?
I did. I was supposed to be in New Orleans for Mardi Gras, and then, I have to teach Thursday, so.
Oh man, well, you could still go and come back.
No, I just, with the kids and like
Yeah.
life, it's just, but I could just go to the Office of Student Life and let the good times roll there. That would be good. We
What's that?
go ahead.
I was going to say over
we
at
also, if we
Central.
want to look good, we can have haircuts.
That's right.
I
You
can
can get
go and
free
get my
haircuts. Before we
haircut.
get to that, though, they used to have a big Mardi Gras celebration at Central, and they boiled crawfish.
Yeah.
It's hard to get it this year, crawfish. But anyway,
Is
I
it?
don't think they're doing it this year. I don't know. We have to talk to Carl Mays. He kind of runs the show over there with Student Life. And he's had some crazy Mardi Gras parties. I mean, the students just line up for that crawfish, and they don't charge them for it. I don't know if they're doing that this year, but I know they have.
Well, it sounds like a good time.
It
Like
should be.
anytime that there's people just lining up and having fun, it's a good time. And if you want to look good for your Mardi Gras or Super Bowl party or whatever, they're having free haircuts and cosmetology services. The barber program is offering them on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at HCC Central. And cosmetology is offering free services on Tuesdays at East Side and North Line. So check our post after the show. But, you can get good looking, no cost.
Get a free
Does it get
haircut.
better
It's
than
always a
that?
good deal. I know we have a lot of people around here take advantage of that, those free haircuts. Hey,
Yeah.
Recipes for Success. HCC's academic success centers are hosting virtual workshops to learn studies, strategies, and helpful academic habits. Coming up 5 p.m. Monday, February the 12th, metacognition. Learn how to learn. And then noon, Thursday, February 15th, juggling act, balancing life and school. You can do it both. Check our post after the show for these virtual sessions. And there's also a number of events going on for Black History Month across the district.
Yes, absolutely. Lots and lots of good stuff. But most coming up at noon on Tuesday, February 27th at Spring Branch is the Frederick Douglass Lecture Series. The Office of Student Life at HCC Northwest will be celebrating Black History Month with a lecture by Professor Sylvie Davis. So it's super exciting. I love it. It's close by me. Come out. It's free.
There you go. Noon, Tuesday, February 27th. We'll have some info in the post. For the sake of time, I'm going to jump down because to the end of our schedule, or I should say list of events, because Second Start semester starts Monday. Register Monday, but you can register really online. It's very easy to do. We have hybrid courses, we have in-person courses, we have completely virtual courses, but you do have to register. Make sure you do so. Go to hccs.edu/apply. Mental Health Monday, that's coming up. Also, HCC's Outreach Recruitment and Enrollment Director will be here talking about virtual information sessions. That's next week. Fat Tuesdays next week. You got big plans this weekend?
Yes, actually, I'm going to MFAH Winter Nights with some of my girlfriends, one of whom is visiting us from Australia. Kids have a rugby tournament and, choir practice and stuff on Sunday. It's busy week, busy weekend. Always, you, what are you doing?
It's going to be a busy weekend. Yeah, actually I got plans tomorrow. And then, Sunday, of course, there's that little football game that kind of wraps it up. Yeah, the little football game. Might watch some of that.
I'm just watching for Taylor. That's all I really care.
That's what everybody's watching for. Yeah. We'll see how that goes, but have a good weekend, Randy. Enjoy your night out. Too. Yeah. And for all of you, have a safe weekend. We'll see you back Monday morning live at 10 a.m. with Up to the Minute.